Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1997 film My Best Friend's Wedding, starring Julia Roberts, Dylan Mulroney, not Dylan Mulroney, Dylan Mulroney, Cameron Diaz, and I forgot who else was in this movie. He plays the gay guy. Because I felt this movie kickstarted Julia Roberts' career. Because after she starred in movies like Steel Magnolias and Pretty Woman, of course, and also Missing Picture before those two films, Julia Roberts' career for most of the 90s was pretty down here. She made a whole bunch of crappy movies. She did star in The Pelican Brief, which was pretty successful, but most of the movies that she starred in between Pretty Woman and My Best Friend's Wedding, with the exception of The Pelican Brief, were pretty lousy. She starred in Hook, which is, it got some high praise, but her as a speaking Tinkerbell didn't go over so well with people. And she starred in a couple of other lousy movies in the 90s. So when she started in My Best Friend's Wedding, that really kickstarted her career. And of course, 3 years later, she had her Oscar-winning role as Erin Brockovich. That's 3 years after this movie. Of course, this also movie came out, really started Cameron Diaz's career, because it was before The Something About. I think this movie came out like a year before, or the same year as The Something About Mary. So this is before Cameron Diaz's most famous movie role. So that was pretty fun to see Cameron Diaz before that role. Of course, My Best Friend's Wedding, it's a plot. It's pretty straightforward plot. And as the Julia Roberts had a male friend, Dylan Mulroney, I believe his name was, the actor's name. He was getting married, and they've been best friends for like 10 years. First they dated and they broke it off, and then they became friends. Two people that like to hang out together from time to time, and they talk to each other on the phones for every so often, or they meet up, or they hook up for like booty calls or something. And he says, "Look, if neither one of us is engaged by the time we're 28, we get married." And guess what? Both of them were about to turn 28. And Dylan Mulroney calls out Julia Roberts at the beginning of the film and says, "Guess what? I'm getting married to Cameron Diaz's character." And Julia Roberts couldn't believe that shit, and she wanted to break the two of them up in every way possible, because she wanted to marry her best friend, Dylan Mulroney. She wanted to marry him, and when she met Cameron Diaz, he thought she was too goody or too much of a phony or whatever, and couldn't believe her. Julia Roberts could not believe Cameron Diaz, how good she is, and how much she loves him, and all that stuff. And she was willing to give up her career for the guy, and all that stuff when they get married, because he's supposed to be a sports writer. Dylan Mulroney's character is supposed to be a sports writer, so he travels like just about every week of the year. He travels somewhere for a sports story to cover something. It'll be the Super Bowl, the World Series, and all that. And Cameron Diaz's father has something to do with owns the Chicago White Sox. So they have a scene when they're in Comiskey Park. Well, now it's called U.S. Cellular Field, but it's called the new Comiskey Park at that time. It was 97, and they had a scene there. And Cameron Diaz asked Julia Roberts to be her maid of honor. I said, "Why? You know me all of 30 seconds." I said, "Yeah, but I have some these two cousins of mine who are sisters, and they're both jealous pains in the asses. And the one that was supposed to be my maid of honor, she broke her leg skiing. She had some kind of skiing accident, and she couldn't be there. And so, Kenya, since you're so good friends with my fiance, maybe you should be there." being made around, and she reluctantly agrees. But she tried to do everything possible. But Julia Roberts was trying to do everything possible to break these two up. She tried to send out like a phony email from Cameron Diaz's father to Cameron Diaz's fiance, saying, "Oh, you should accept the job. You're ruining my daughter's life because my daughter wanted to continue her education. She's leaving school because for you, and if you take this job, you'll be more stable in Chicago. And my daughter will stay in school, and be an architect, yada yada yada." And the email got sent out anyway, and they thought that was fake. And then Julia Roberts admitted what happened, and that she was the one who did it because she wanted to bring the two of them up. And she admits that she is in love with Dylan's character, and he got mad, and Cameron Diaz got mad, and then while this stuff was going on, Julia Roberts calls up her assistant, who was gay, who was probably homosexual, pretend to be my boyfriend, my fiance, so get him jealous. And that worked for like 30 seconds. And then what happened was that everything works out. Obviously, everything works out at the end. And Cameron Diaz and Dylan Mulroney got married at the end, and go on the honeymoon and thanked Julia Roberts. And of course, at the end of the film, the gay guy crashes the reception and leaves with Julia Roberts, dances with Julia Roberts at the end of the film. Now, it looks like they may have the two of them together. Maybe she was switching from being gay to a heterosexual or have a relation with Julia Roberts. That's how this movie ended. But this, like I said earlier at the top of this review, this movie really kickstarted Julia Roberts' career after that. But unfortunately, I can't remember the last time that Julia Roberts did a silly comedy like this. And of course, the highlight of this movie for me is this one scene when she's in the hotel room, and her best friend comes into the room and he sees her in her underwear. Sees Julia Roberts in her underwear, which can be bad. Which is funny to see because Julia Roberts usually doesn't have a scene where she shows off her body. She uses like a body double, like she used in Pretty Woman. But when you see her wearing a bra or in a bikini, like in Charlie Wilson's War, I ain't chance you get to see Julia Roberts in a bikini or her underwear. It's worth it. But other than that, it's really fun. It really is a fun movie. At times you have to suspend your disbelief at times. There's one particular scene when they have like this big pre-wedding dinner in this restaurant, and they're talking about, oh, you don't know who Dion and Cameron Diaz is, not Cameron Diaz, Dylan Mulroney's brother didn't know who Dionne Warwick is, and everybody else at the table had to explain who Dionne Warwick is. She was a second friend network. Oh, that's what it is. I said, yeah, she's a singer. And I started singing the song, I Sang a Little Prayer for You. And the whole table started singing the song. And eventually the whole restaurant started singing the song. And it's really, really... I can't believe they didn't get kicked out of the restaurant for that bit. But other than that, this movie is pretty fun to see, pretty fun to watch. And it's still... I think it still holds up a little bit. You can say it's dated a little bit because there's no early days of the internet. That's one scene where the scene that they mentioned before with the phone, when Julia Roberts sends out the funny email. You can tell it's like the 1997 technology because the early days of email with that particular scene, because the technology was not quite there yet for it. But the movie is entertaining for what it was, and it's really, really, a fun movie, and like I said, kickstarted Julia Roberts' career. So that's my review of My Best Friend's Wedding. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it, please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel, RallyC.com, so WDY, RallyC.com. There's a homepage of Rally Reviewer. Please see more. Please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.